Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Happy lunar eclipse. Happy full moon in Pisces. Come on in the room. Come on, come on, come on. Get settled. We will start in just a moment. I am Mambo. Hello, welcome to the weekly energy reading. Hope you all are doing well. Hey, Kodan, how are you? Hope you are doing good. Hope you're doing good. I am Mambo Soleil. I am the Coven Mother of Vision Adon Tour. I am founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I am your weekly reader, reading every Sunday and every Thursday. And I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello, hello, hello. I should have played that song today. I should have played some Kamaya for you guys. Y'all got a little taste of Oakland. I played Kehlani. So, as I said when we got started, happy lunar eclipse and happy blood moon in Pisces. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all have taken time to do some care for yourself during this full moon. Hey, Tiffany, good to see you. As you come into the room, everybody say hello. Say hello, drop some scale emojis so that I know you're with me. Also, hit that like button as you enter the room. This is the weekly energy reading. Hey, Adrena, I've been thinking about you. I hope you're doing good. Need to reach out to you, actually. Hello, Denisha Rogers. Hello, Nicole. Good to see everyone here today. We're going to go ahead and get started. As you know, I do a general reading and then I do 3 follow-up questions after that just to get a little bit more clarity about the collective energy for the week. Some of you may be here because you want to get a question answered. Totally fine. My request is that you hold your questions until after I've done the general reading. I will try to get to as many people as possible. As many people as my energy permits. We're going to use millennial as the primary this week because I feel like this one hasn't been getting that much love lately. So we're going to just jump straight on into it. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, and elevated ancestors. What wisdom does the collective need about the energy of the week ahead? What wisdom and guidance do we need for the week of September 8th through the 14th? Please give us insight into the nature of the lessons, blessings, challenges, experiences that lay ahead of us over these next 7 days. Give us insight into who we need to be, what we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment in order to move through this energy peacefully. And your wisdom shared. It's deeply appreciated. I love it. Card fell out upright, face up while I was shuffling. And you guys saw me, I had my eyes closed, so it's not like I did it on purpose. The Empress fell out. This is a week where you really need to pay attention to your creativity. A lot of us have something within us that needs to be birthed, some sort of idea. And it's only going to come to the forefront when we cultivate an environment of peace, of deep self-trust and self-belief, right? One of the things I always say about the Empress is that people take care of her and they serve her because she steps into environments with the energy and with the belief that she is deserving of that, right? And she's literally the personification of worthiness. So if you have an idea that you have been struggling with, an idea that you've been telling yourself is not worth your attention, that's a lie. And you have to understand that nurturing that idea is deeply and intimately tied to self-care in really, really concrete ways. Nurture your feminine this week, regardless of how you identify, male, female, anything else. Take care of your feminine energy this week, because the more you take care of the feminine within you, the more she will bless you. Okay? I'm going to pull a clarifier over one of these cards, and then we'll jump straight into it. Clarify the moon a little further, ancestors. What do we need to know about this moon card? Afro anime tired of me. It's giving me some pushback. It doesn't even want to be used as a clarifier right now, so I may have to switch to another clarifier in the next spread. Stop. You've been pouring into everybody else but yourself. You've been pouring into everybody else but yourself. And this moon, this lunar eclipse, along with this Pisces full moon, really asks us to leave behind the desire, the comfort, the familiarity of being self-sacrificial, right? In order for you to move into a future that is uncertain, but that brings you joy, that brings you breakthrough and revelation, you have to be comfortable with walking away from what is normal to you. And a lot of us who are watching this either live or in the replay are comfortable with being self-sacrificial. We're comfortable with not using our voice. We're comfortable with being in environments that ask us to be and play small. I love that. See, the Millennial Tarot is kind of shady. It's a kind of cunt deck, right? I love the fact that the Six of Swords is represented in a girl's trip. What happens in a lot of girls' trips? Either relationships fall apart because somebody who thinks they're better than other people at the trip, or who has a lot of judgments that they've been hiding, will unleash them, right? And so you have to let go of friendships that you didn't know were built on a faulty foundation. Or if you are in the blessed position, thank God I've only ever had positive girl trips. Or you end up having some sort of breakthrough in that experience that brings you closer, right? But there's an uncertainty when you travel with a group of women or just a group of friends, period, right? And that's the thing about the Six of Swords. If you can move forward intent on making things better than what you leave behind, you end up having a nurturing experience that brings you breakthrough. And a lot of us need to move forward in that way. And what is the nurturing experience we need to have? That King of Cups experience of compassion, right? Some of us are so used to being compassionate with other people that we don't give compassion to ourselves. And the thing that makes the King of Cups the compassionate leader is that he understands he needs to take care of himself just as well as he takes care of other people. But it's also through exploration and travel, through seeing more of the world, that he even gains an insight and a perspective that makes him a compassionate father, right? So the first two cards are about moving forward in a way that allows you to prioritize compassion for yourself, and understanding that taking care of yourself allows you to be a good nurturer to other people. See, a lot of us are used to being so self-sacrificial that we forget about ourselves completely. And that is not how we need to be moving right now. This is coming up right now during this blood moon for a reason. Because a lot of us, even though we have felt the discomfort of this habit, we weren't going to look at it. So this lunar eclipse and this blood moon is forcing us to bring this out of the dark into the light so that we can evaluate it, so that we can understand that there's a need for us to allow ourselves to be the borrower and not the lender. Some of us are we're more comfortable with pouring into other people than we are with receiving. And here's the thing, in order for you to know how to be a compassionate lender, you have to figure out what it's like to be comfortable with being a borrower. A lot of these people that act up on girl trips want to give from a place of power and holding things over somebody's head. I don't want to pay for your dinner. You got to pay me. You got to cash at me back right now for that drink, right? There's a pettiness. And some of us are not aware of the ways in which through our overgiving, we are actually being controlling, we are being petty, we are being childish, right? So another thing, in stepping out of this tendency of overgiving, it gives you an understanding of what you want for yourself, right? Who is the Page of Wands other than a kid with a really big imagination, who has big ideas about who they want to be as an adult in their future? Somebody who's learning what it looks like to root that into their reality, root their passions into their reality. If you spend all your time pouring into other people and overgiving, you don't have time to engage in that joyful process of thinking of who you want to be and the kind of world you want to create for yourself. So today's moon, because the moon has already been in Pisces for about 5 or 6 hours now, right? The current moon is really asking us to come out of the shadows, to step out of this place of comfort around overgiving and taking up space in the background, and be comfortable with taking up space in the forefront. King of Wands, a charismatic leader, somebody who doesn't run away from attention, somebody who has such a deep understanding of what they want for themselves, for their future, their community, that you low-key can't get them to shut up about it. Somebody who is so strong in their identity that they are always enrolling people in the vision that they have of reality, of themselves, of their objectives. Moving with confidence is easier when you get out of your people-pleasing tendencies, when you get out of your desire, or because some of you guys don't even desire it. So I'm going to say your habit of pouring into other people and standing behind other people. This is a moon that asks us about confidence. Now, why is confidence coming up during a Pisces moon of all moons? Because that tendency to take the background is only leading to confusion in your life, a confusion that is forcing you into stagnation. See, the thing is, the Page of Wands is here, and I love that the Page of Wands is here because there's not a lack of clarity of what y'all want for your life. That's not the issue. There's a huge amount of clarity, but a lot of you guys have convinced yourselves that prioritizing yourself is a childish act, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, that tendency to step back and put other people before you has led you to a space of indecision. And the conflict you deal with is that intuition that's telling you, hey, take care of yourself. Hey, execute your dreams. Hey, we only get through this life cycle once. You don't get to do this life over again. Even if you come back, even if you reincarnate, you don't get to do this life again. So choose yourself. There's a battle between that understanding, and there's a battle between, well, what if people think I'm mean? What if people think I'm selfish? What if folks don't get taken care of? Stop being Captain Save-A-Ho and save yourself. So in order for you to pull yourself out of this Two of Swords energy, you have to stand confidently. And this is coming up today, and it's coming up as the lesson that we grapple with this week, because in order for you to be able to learn as you take this journey and as you move forward and as you take risks and you get closer to what you want, as you learn more about yourself, you can't be hyperfixated on other people. You can't hide from the responsibilities of your journey. Another thing that's coming up, and it even more so, or I'm not going to say more so, just as much as the comfort of hiding behind people, is the why. Some of you guys are comfortable with hiding behind people because if you never take the journey, you don't have to trip and fall. And you're so afraid of tripping and falling that you're allowing yourself to stay in stagnation. Okay? Ask yourself what that's worth. And be excited about the journey. Be excited about the opportunity to start over. Be excited about being able to learn not only lessons about the path ahead of you, but learning new things about yourself. You know more about the needs of other people than you know about yourself. I understand now why she jumped out. She jumped out so quick, and she jumped out upright, face forward, because it's only through nurturing yourself that your creativity can even thrive. It's only through taking care of yourself that your creativity can step forward. And you have to do it with the belief that not only are people going to support you in the execution of your dreams and goals, but the belief that you deserve it. Okay? That's our general reading. Let's go into health and wellness next. That feels right. We'll do health and wellness next. Aja says, yes, my divination this morning is calling me to work more with the public, the collective. People love when you work with them, Aja. People love you. Not only in your community. I always think about when you told us how those babies asked you if your mom was a mermaid. That story makes me so happy all the time, because people see it. They see the divinity in you. They see the specialness in you. They see the God in you, right? And people love working with you. Grace and gratitude went so beautifully because it's you. You did it, right? So I can't wait to see how that shows up for you more as you take up more space in the public. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors, what wisdom does the collective need about our health and wellness as we go into the week of September 8th through the 12th? Please give us wisdom about how we need to take care of our mind, body, and soul so that we have balance as we navigate our environments. What are the actions we need to take, the behaviors we need to release or leave behind in order to align with holistic health? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Channeled message, whoever is still thinking about the month of August or the month of July, make sure you wash your head tonight. I actually gave a head wash recipe for the full moon in my Facebook group yesterday. And I did it because it felt right. It just felt right. But what's coming up for me now, as I'm shuffling these cards and as I'm looking, I actually have 3 candles lit in front of me. It's a long story. But hey, Superzar, as I look at these flames, some of y'all are stuck in the energy of weeks and months past. And in order for you to even be attuned to what you need, what your body needs, what your spirit needs, your mind needs right now, you have to literally wash your head and wash away old energy, okay? If you want that head wash recipe, you need to join my Facebook group. I don't know what to tell you. Some of you are still not in the Facebook group. Some of you are in the Facebook group and you don't take advantage of the spiritual prescriptions. I give weekly spiritual prescriptions on Self-Care Saturday. And I'm not even saying it from a place of arrogance. There's some gems in there, you know? And that's another channeled message. Stop saying that you want support or you want wisdom when you're not taking the wisdom that's right in front of you, okay? Ancestors, clarify the magician in reverse. Clarify the magician in reverse. What do we need to know about the magician in reverse? Yeah. Some of us are feeling drained. Our energy is low. We feel low-key spiritually sick. And the reason why we feel that way is because we are not leaning into our own intuition. We are going based off of beliefs and falsities that people are trying to gaslight us with, okay? So this week, it is deeply, deeply, deeply important that you nurture your intuition. Some of us are running from that because we know that in doing that, we're going to have things reflected back to us about our environment, about attachments that we are not ready to release or let go of. Spirit is saying, grow up and do it anyway. Hey, Miss Renee, good to see you. Hey, Brital, good to see you. Hey, La Balin. Superzar, did I already say hi to you? If I didn't already say hi to you, Superzar, hello, hello. Good to see you here. Two of Wands. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite cards, even though it's minor arcana. People sleep on the minor arcana a lot, and it's just as powerful as the major arcana. When we don't know how to move forward, the answer is not to panic. The answer is not to, seek or run to external validation. The answer is to sit with ourselves and really allow ourselves to dream, really allow ourselves to envision the future that we want. And almost as soon as we allow ourselves to do that, clarity around the next steps we need to take comes. It comes immediately and it comes quick. Remember that the energy of the wands is always fast. Passion is quick, right? So especially if you feel like stuck or like you don't know how to move forward, that means lean more into visualization, sit in meditation, do some chanting, spend more time at your altar, break out your journal, do some pre-writing about what you want for your life, but put energy into thinking about your future. And if you actively do that in a spiritual way this week, you'll get a lot of clarity about how you need to move forward. That wisdom about the next steps will come forward. Make sure it's your wisdom. Make sure it's coming from your intuition. Make sure you're taking really good care of yourself. Again, with the Empress from the last spread and this Queen of Cups, making sure that your cup is full before you try to take care of other people is essential. Your intuition won't even be good enough to know what other people need or how to take care of them if you don't nurture it, right? But a lot of the lack of clarity that some of us are dealing with is because we have people around us gaslighting us and we don't want to admit it. And that is improper war strategy. We are being victimized by the false perceptions of other people who are not there to live our lives, right? They have their own agendas about how they see and experience us in their lives. And of course, you're going to find yourself in a position where you're being victimized. Of course, somebody's going to walk away with your peace and your swords. If you're always seeking external validation, it becomes way too easy for you to be taken advantage of. Whether those people are doing it intentionally because they don't want to see you win, they don't want to see you get ahead of them, or if those people are just short-sighted themselves, right? I'm going to say something that sounds shady and it's not meant to, so bear with me. I remember when I had an epiphany moment when I was in college, and I realized that I had to stop asking my elders for advice because a lot of the elders that I was trying to get advice from had never been to college. They had never been to college. And some of the strategies that they were trying to get me to enact to deal with problems in my life was going to get me marked as like ghetto and fucked up. They were actually going to get me in a position where I could not progress forward, right? That is why the Five of Swords is here. Some of you guys are being told that what you see doesn't exist, that what you feel isn't real. And for it is that some people are literally trying to get over you, but for a lot of you, it's because these people can't see it. And it's not their responsibility to see it. It's your responsibility to see it. It's your responsibility to take the discomfort that you are feeling right now and allow it to give you perspective. It is your responsibility, hangman, to be able to evaluate the broader context of your situation so that you can understand what it is you're even looking at and have that paradigm shift that allows you to move differently so that you don't martyr yourself, right? That's why I just shared the story about 19-year-old me realizing, like, maybe I can't ask my uncle who'd never been to college about how to talk to my professor. Because if I go into those office hours and cuss my professor out, I'm probably going to get dragged out by security, right? And I'm not saying that to be shady, but that's what's happening with some of you all. It's like the lack of clarity is making you, debilitation of Queen of Cups, clinging to other people. You want to cling to the opinions of other people, and half the time those other people don't even know how to help you with what you have going on. You're only going to understand by being still, acknowledging your discomfort, looking at the entirety of your environment, and being able to have a paradigm shift so that you don't continue to martyr yourself. You don't continue to block your opportunity. You don't continue to experience this suspension that's uncomfortable, right? This is very much about spiritual health. This is very much about spiritual hygiene. It is unclean spiritually to be hyper dependent on external validation. I'm going to say it again. It is spiritually unclean, unhygienic to be hyper dependent on everyone else's external validation. Trusting someone else's intuition over your own is unclean. That's like allowing somebody to chew food and spit it into your mouth to nourish you. Sounds disgusting, right? Same thing when you don't trust your own intuition. Your intuition is yours. Why are you inheriting the germs of other people, right? We have the Magician in reverse, clarified by the Magician upright and the Page of Swords. And I love this combination. When we have the Magician in reverse, exactly, Bertal, it's disgusting. But that's how disgusting it is to be hyper-dependent on other people's opinion and external validation. This is why people don't respect pick-me's. This is why people don't respect pick-me's. It's not just because they're boy crazy or girl crazy, because male pick-me's are a thing. It's because these are people that have no identity and no understanding of themselves without other people, okay? So we have the Magician in reverse, and we know that the Magician in reverse is a trickster. We know that the Magician in reverse is somebody who's trying to get over on other people. The Magician in reverse is somebody who is not tapped into their own magic, so they rely on parlor tricks and little weird things to get over on people, okay? I'm going to say some things that may not feel good. Some of you guys have been moving like a trickster. And what I mean by that is that you have been painfully inauthentic because you're parroting back things that you hear from other people that you believe are right. You've been, yes, the used car salesman. Thank you, Bertal. You've been parroting things back to people that you think that they want to hear, but it's not authentic to you. You're doing a lot of mimicking and you're not stepping into your own magic. So I love that the other clarifier is the Magician upright. The way that you step in your personal alchemy is by understanding you have all the tools at your disposal and within you to figure out what you want and how to manifest that. Stop hyper depending on other people's opinions. Again, it's spiritually unclean, and it is also mentally inhygienic. Part of the reason why some of you guys can't think right, why you're losing sleep, why you're losing peace, is because you're not moving authentically. So literally, for the sake of your mental and spiritual health, and I would say physical health too, because if you don't have peace and you don't have good rest, your physical health is going to get fucked up eventually, right? If you are in constant anxiety and suspension because you don't trust yourself, you don't trust what you see, that fucks with your physical health over time. That shit leads to high blood pressure. That shit leads to migraines. It leads to nervous issues, okay? But in order for you to get to the point where you can move and trust yourself and believe in your own magic, your own thoughts, your own ability to manifest what you want, you have to step away from the hyperdependence on other people. Again, it only gaslights you. It only confuses you. It only puts you in a position of a victim. Okay? That is the health reading for the week. This moon ain't playing because I haven't even been on here that long and I'm getting through these really, really quickly. Let's go into love next and then we'll wrap up and end with money. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits to walk with me. My elevated ancestors, what wisdom do we as a collective need about love, relationships, and matters of the heart as we go into the week of August 8th through the 14th? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that shape how we experience love and how we are experienced by those that we love? Give us wisdom into the nature of the experiences we will be having around matters of the heart in our most intimate relationships, whether that is friendship, love, romantic love. Oh, I'm just going to let it fall. Romantic love, or our familial connections. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm glad I chose to use Millennial Tarot because he's a little, he's talkative today. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. Your most intimate connections are going to bring you new opportunities this week. So it's really important that you pay attention and that you nurture your interactions with the people that you speak to the most. And also, some of you guys I don't want to say task, because that's the language that I use for the spirits. You don't feel comfortable asking the people that you love for help and support, even though they want to help you and they can do it easily. I knew it. Okay, sorry. This is a week where celebration is important. So if you've been spending a lot of time in isolation, make sure you take yourself out of the house. Make sure you give yourself permission to spend time with the people that you like and that you know will pour into you and celebrate you. What I heard from that health reading was stay off TikTok. That it is time. Y'all gotta leave TikTok alone. TikTok is some bullshit. I rarely go on TikTok, and even me, who's not on there that often, every time I go on, I waste like a half an hour. It is a time suck and brain rot. It's not helpful. It's really not helpful. Very first card, 3 of Cups. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself in the company of people who love and respect you. Celebrate yourself in the company of people who want to pour into you and who want to celebrate you. Celebrate yourself with people who see your wins as their wins, okay? A lot of you all have way too many people in your life that are like this, and you are putting them on the back burner to be up under people. That goes back to what I was saying earlier about the people pleasing. You're putting them on the back burner to be up under people who make you feel like you gotta explain to them and advocate for yourself and cajole them into loving you or respecting you. No, fuck that. Just go and spend time with the people that actually love you and who want to see you win. Quality time and celebration is a necessity this week. Why is it a necessity? It puts you in alignment with yourself so that you have clarity about how to take better care of yourself. It also brings you closer to the people who understand that their actions have consequence over you. I've had to let multiple people go this last year in my life. Not just last calendar year, but as recently as last month. I've had to let people go because I had too many people around me who were just reckless with their mouths, with their actions, with their commitments, with how they represented me to other people. And there was a refusal for them to understand that their actions had consequence over my life. And every time I have cut one of those people away, it's only freed up more time for me to spend with people who would never compromise me, who would never put me in a position where my safety, whether physical or in terms of reputation, was in danger. That's the thing about the twin energy of Gemini and the Lover's card. The twins in Gemini and in Gemini energy represents that duality of the Gemini. When you first meet a Gemini, they're sweet, they're dope, they're really cool. They almost come off like a Taurus in that they're really chill, right? You meet the chill twin first. And then when you play with them, then when you don't respect their boundaries, then when you make them feel unsafe, that fucking crazy motherfucker comes out, right? The one that's willing to punch people in the throat hops up, right? Focus on the people that are protective of you this week. And the reason why you need to do that is because for those of you who are struggling with connecting with your intuition, who are struggling with taking care of yourself, if you allow yourself to have the mirror of those who love you and who want to take care of you and protect you around you, it's going to make it easier for you to do the same thing. You need peace right now. And you deserve peace right now. And the reason why so many of us need peace is because we can't see clearly. We're tired, we're drained, we're exhausted. We're hitting our head against the same things over and over again. And the only way that we're going to come out of that confusion of Four of Cups that can make us hide is by being around those in our lives who are capable of nurturing us and who are capable of being a reflection for us. Okay? I love that the Six of Wands is under the Three of Cups. So many of you who are watching this either live or in the replay, you got a lot of love in your life. And not just a lot of love, a lot of respect. A lot of respect. People have seen you overcome some crazy fucking obstacles. People have seen you hit some really big milestones. There are people that are bragging on you in rooms that you are not even in. Rooms that you haven't even stepped into yet. Because they've seen how far you come. Spend time with those people. Let them put that battery, your battery is low. So don't make fun of me. I'm going to quote Vicky from Real Housewives of Orange County, her crazy ass. Some of you guys' love tank is low. And when our love tank is low, isolation is not going to help it. Disconnection is not going to help it. What helps it is being around the people who have enough overflow to pour into you. Being around people who have enough memory of how far they've seen you come and reminding you of your badassery. That's what's going to make you jump back on the horse. The traditional representation of this shows somebody on a horse, right? And there are people surrounding them in celebration with their wands in the air. Some of you guys are afraid to get back on the horse, or you don't have the energy to get back on the horse because you're wandering around by yourself. Let people pour into you this week. Remember your influence. There's too much love in your life. I keep saying it over and over. I'm telling you, every card in this spread is explaining this to a T. Those projects that you have a hard time making breakthrough with, that vision, that thing you want to create that you're stuck around, if you give yourself permission to be poured into by the people that love you and respect you and who've seen how far you come, you'll make some progress. They'll roll their sleeves up and start working with you. Three of Pentacles energy. Folks that want to see each other win, but they understand that when you win, I win, right? It's like a well-oiled machine. Of course, I'm going to advertise your interior decorating business because I'm a real estate agent and I keep selling these houses and people need to decorate their new houses, right? It's understanding that when you win, it also pours into me as well. Again, you are blessed to have people around you that are not poverty conscious. In fact, they understand that when you win, we all win. Focus on those people this week. And here's the thing, this love reading is not specific to platonic relationships or romantic relationships, because this is every arena in your life. Some of you guys are dating somebody right now that keeps trying to make you be small. Get the fuck away from that nigga and go on the date with the person that thinks that you fucking shit soft serve. I know that was gross. I don't know why I'm being so gross tonight, right? Instead of trying to convince the guy that's constantly negging you into seeing you as beautiful, block his number and go out to drinks with that man who tells you you're gorgeous every time they see you. Nurture the relationships that nurture you this week, because that's the only thing that's going to take you out of this spirit of confusion. Some of you guys have been deep in a spirit of confusion and stagnation and unable to move forward. And it has everything to do with the fact that you are not pouring back into and being poured into by the people that love you. It's not for a lack of love. You need to shift your focus. And I love that the Ace of Pentacles fell out. If people are not bringing you new love and opportunity, why are they there? Why are they there? So this week you have to focus on the relationships. Again, whether it's romantic, whether it's your friendships, whether it's familial, shit, whether it's in work. Why are you talking to your gossipy colleagues? Go and talk to that colleague that used to work for the other department that you want to get promoted into. Let them put you up on game so you know how to move around. But you have to make sure that this week you are being celebrated by the people who want to see you win. And that is the only way that you're going to be able to see increase. That's the only way that you're going to be able to see new opportunity. There are too many people in your life that want to pour into you and that want to gift you with new opportunity and new perspective. But you're spending all this time trying to win the attentions and the affections of people who don't really fuck with you. And not only do they not really fuck with you, for whatever reason, they think that stomping you down is going to put them ahead. I've never really fucked with bitches who thought that throwing dirt on my shoes was going to make them cute. So don't allow it in your life, okay? Hey, Brittany, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining. Hey, Elisa, good to see you. Let's see, what are some of the other comments? We'll wrap up with the finance reading in just a moment. Kanye and Tupac are Gemini. What you said summed it up. I think Pac is an amazing example of a Gemini, right? Because he got those big, pretty eyes. He can talk to you in a way where you just get lost and wrapped up in his stories. But the second that you try him, or the second that you mock or try something or someone that he loves, that's when that crazy come out. And I know that he was born in Baltimore, but that's some Oakland spirit shit. Oakland shaped Pac in a really particular way. But yeah, he is the quintessential Gemini. Kendrick too. I know y'all think she crazy and she is a little nutty, but Azalea Banks, quintessential Gemini. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits will walk with me. What wisdom do we as a collective need about abundance, our relationship with money, and the steps we need to take in order to cultivate prosperity as we go into the week of September 8th through the 14th? Who do we need to be? What do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that shape and impact our relationship with money? Please give us wisdom so that we can have an increased flow of the energy of abundance in our life. Give us wisdom around what we need to do to decrease debt and deficit in our life. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. That's interesting. Yeah, when you learn that Azalea Banks is a Gemini, a lot of things make sense. That's why she literally can be making sense. And then in the same sentence where she's making sense, she says something awful crazy. Remember when she said that she wasn't surprised if Cardi was pregnant again because every Dominican woman she knows only wants to get pregnant and eat rice? It was racist as hell. Racist as fuck. But then when you think about a specific stereotype of women from the Bronx, she's kind of not lying, right? Azalea Banks is a nutcase. But Gemini, unevolved Gemini. Work on your overindulgences this week. Be careful about overindulging. Be careful about spending money before it comes to you. Clarify the Nine of Swords. What do we need to know about the Nine of Swords? This is not a week where you need to be doing anything new to bring money in. This is a week where the focus is on changing your relationship with your money. God, sorry. I'm shuffling my hair into the cards. I need to start putting my hair in a ponytail before I get on here. Yeah. And the reason why this thing around changing your relationship with money is coming up is because some of you guys or some of us who are watching either, isn't this cute? This is my huge scrunchie. Don't judge me. I'm about to pull my hair back because it is getting in the way. Okay. But part of the reason why some of us who are watching this either live or in the replay are struggling financially is because there's something going on with indulgences and this misunderstanding that self-care is about wasting money, right? Self-care is something that is deeply needed. This Four of Swords is here twice in this reading. Once as a standalone card and then again as a clarifier over the Nine of Swords. Brittany said her youngest kid's dad is a Gemini. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Gemini men are a lot. They can be blessings. But girl, that's a lot. The mood swings of a Gemini man are a lot. But what was I saying? Yeah, there's a need for rest and self-care, right? Some of you guys are not sleeping. Some of you guys are running on fumes right now. You're very, very worn out. And so there is a need for self-care. But your spirits are asking you, before you just run out and start booking massages and shit, ask yourself, is there a way that I can nurture myself and bring myself care where I am using what I already have? How can I cultivate self-care as a practice within my life and not just something that I run out and waste a bunch of money on out of desperation, right? King of Pentacles in reverse is an energy of self-indulgence. It's an energy of self-indulgence, and it's also somebody who uses money as a weapon, right? So for you, or those of you who this message is for, it's like you don't want to stop, you don't want to take care of yourself, you don't want to enact better habits, but you use money as a weapon, meaning that you'll run out and you'll spend money on an expensive dinner, or you'll run out and you'll buy 8,000 bath products, right? And that's not even what you need. It's wasteful. King of Pentacles in reverse, rather than being somebody who builds money, is somebody who wastes money, thinking that the flow is always going to come in. Now, here's the thing. The money you waste this week is not going to come back to you. It's not, and I'll explain once we get into the last couple of cards. It's not going to come back to you. I'm not saying, now here, that's different than the money that you spend isn't going to come back to you. Those are two different things. The money you spend on healthy habits, the money you spend on good investments, the money you spend on your family will come back to you. But the money you waste on self-indulgence and trying to flex on other people, that's not going to come back. I'll explain in a minute. There are beliefs that you all have about money that need to be left in the past, right? Some of you guys learned from your aunts or the divine feminines in your life when you were children that when you're stressed, you go shopping. Some of you guys have learned from the divine masculines in your life when you were children, and you weren't drinking with them, but you just watched them do this, right? I'm stressed, I'm gonna go buy a bottle, right? But that $50 or $60 bottle of liquor is a waste of money. So again, some of you guys learned lessons as a younger version of yourself that tell you that the way you take care of yourself, the way that you soothe yourself, is by being wasteful with your finances. And that is not, again, that needs to change. You have the power as an adult and the tools at your disposal to leave those false beliefs behind. So let that go. It's not healthy. Confront whatever false beliefs you have about money so that you can have a better relationship with it. A nice hot soak with soft music. That's my favorite form of self-care. My favorite form of self-care is a nice hot bath with some good salts and a nice playlist. Okay? Because here's the thing. The way we treat money is a reflection of where we are with our heart. You guys hear me say this all the time. The heart chakra is directly connected to your finances. That's why the heart chakra is green. Money in most societies is green, right? The heart chakra is green for a reason. Our relationship with money, as well as our relationship with trust, is connected to the heart chakra. And the way that you receive is by working on your relationship with money. This is under that magician. So some of you guys believe that the only way you can prove your worth is through overspending and abusing your money. That is an abusive relationship with money. Open up your heart. Let yourself have a different understanding. But there's something coming up where some of you guys are blocking your ability to even have things come in. Here's the thing. Under I was about to say the sugar daddy, millennial with its alternative titles be fucking me up. Under the King of Pentacles in reverse, we have the Nine of Swords. And some of you guys know that your relationship with money needs to change because it's keeping you up at night. You sitting there asking yourself, I just got paid last week. How am I broke again? And you're losing sleep over your relationship with money. And that loss of peace is making it hard for you to rest and recuperate in the ways in which you need to. So the way that you change that is by looking at the ways in which you pour out haphazardly. Are you spending too much money on other people? Are you trying to buy people's love, loyalty, and affection? Because that's an inverse or a debilitation of Six of Pentacles, right? It's an institution or a person that thinks that they have control over somebody just because they bought them some shit, right? What are the ways in which you are trying to exercise control over people and things in your life through wasting? Because you think it's giving you power. Again, King of Pentacles in reverse. You think that it's giving you power, and it's actually stealing your peace in the long run. Because then you're wasting money you don't have. You're loaning money you don't have. You're spending money you don't have to try and control people. And then you can't even sleep properly, right? That's why Justice fell out in the shuffle. And I was wondering, I was like, this is a really interesting card to come up in a finance reading. But now I'm seeing it clearly. Justice, you getting back what you put into a situation, the balancing of the scales, the legality of the situation. A lot of you all are not having the experiences of your money that you want to have. A lot of you guys are not seeing the financial breakthrough that you want to have because the way that you treat and interact with your money is not going to bring you closer to that lived reality and experience. That's why we have the Ace of Cups here. What's going on with your heart? What's going on with how you express love and affection? And how is that built and coming from a place of distrust? And how is that creating more of a dynamic of distrust when it comes to money in your relationship with money? Okay? These are all things we need to be asking ourselves this week. All right? I'm now at the end of the general reading. This is where I will take questions from the audience. So go ahead and start asking your questions in the comments so that I can go ahead and start answering your questions, okay? I love a natural soap as well. I learned how to make soaps a couple years ago, and I've just never followed up on it. And I really need to go back and do it. I have an idea for a body wash based on one of the rituals that I offer. And I really need to get on that because the year is almost over and this idea came to me Christmas of 2024. This idea came to me and I really need to get on it and launch it because I think that it'll open up a lot for people. This was a great read. Thank you, Miss Renee. You know, I want to thank the spirits. I want to thank I'm not going to name them because they just stopped me, but I want to thank the spirits that I've been working with earlier today and yesterday because this wisdom comes from them. So thank you for feeling this is a good reading. Go ahead and ask your questions in the comments if you want to show your appreciation for the general reading or if you want to show appreciation because you have a question that you want answered. You can send a love offering. My Cash App and my PayPal are both scrolling below. Feel free to send a love offering. They are not mandatory. They are not a necessity for me answering your questions, but they are deeply appreciated. They really are. So go ahead and send one. Updates. It's 8:28. We have about 3.5 hours left for you to use the code LABOR to get 25% off of readings and services at soleilconjureshop.com. So if you know you want to get a shadow work consultation, if you know you want to get a natal chart reading or just a general reading, or you want to purchase classes, there are a few hours left to use that code and get 25% off of your order over $60. I won't be doing another sale until spooky season sale, which is typically the last week of October. So I strongly encourage people to take advantage. If you would love to learn more about prosperity work, I am teaching not only a divination class, but a prosperity class this Tuesday on my Patreon. It is a Patreon exclusive, okay? Everyone who has joined at the friendship tier or higher, because this is only for the paid clients or the paid members of Patreon. Everybody who's at Friendship Circle or higher on my Patreon will have access not only to the live classes, but the replays of the classes. So if you want to attend my Tarot Cards of Abundance class, which will be a Patreon exclusive this Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST, go ahead and join my Patreon. The link is in... it should be in the comments or in the description. If not, I'm going to go ahead and put that in the comments now. Patreon.com/Soleil Spirit Work. Okay. What else? Shadow work consultations are still on sale. They are on sale. This is typically a $125 service. It's on sale for $80 for the rest of the month of September. Again, we are in eclipse season. Tonight's eclipse is not the only eclipse we're going to be dealing with. You should be getting your natal charts. You should be getting your shadow work consultations. You should be getting a heads up on what these eclipse and moons are going to highlight and bring up for you. So I strongly encourage, if you have never had a shadow work consultation, book one this month while they're on sale for $80. October 1st, they will go back up to their $125 price. This is the last week of interviews for Charm School Mentorship. So if you know that you're ready for spiritual mentorship and development, if you've been wanting to study intensely with me, sign up for an interview, join the WhatsApp group below. Even if you're on the fence about Charm School and you think you want to do study hall, join the Charm School Mentorship WhatsApp anyway, because you will get more information about study hall. I'm going to stop because I see quite a few questions. Again, Cash App and PayPal are both scrolling below. Make sure that you send a love offering if you have it. If not, that's fine. I'm just going to jump straight into the questions. La Balin said, what kind of turnout can I expect for my hoodoo camp? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits who walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom does La Balin need about their hoodoo camp? What can they expect from the turnout? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You can expect a lot of people who are, shadow work is going to be at the forefront. And the way that the shadow work manifests is that you are going to be confronting a lot of people who communicate inauthentically. A lot of people who are still learning about what it means to show up as their authentic selves. So a lot of recovering people pleasers, a lot of people who are used to being in their teacher pet energy. So a lot of what's going to come up are people who literally need to be taught what it looks like to trust themselves and what it looks like to communicate authentically, and the difference between using their tongue, their words to heal themselves or to harm themselves or others, right? These are people that are learning what it looks like to deeply embrace their authenticity, their sensuality, and understanding that in embracing their authenticity and sensuality, that will turn into opportunity for them out in the world. And then again, Moon card, which is my card of shadow work. So a lot is coming up about the shadows within them that have created their relationship to inauthenticity. That's what I'm getting. There's going to be a lot of that coming up for people in this hoodoo camp. I hope that answered your question. Kodan, am I going to get a call from the job I interviewed for on Thursday? Let's see. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. Will Kodan be getting a call from the job that she interviewed from? Will she be getting a call back? If not, why not? What does she need to know about the opportunities in front of her? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. We have Chantel next, then Tiffany after Chantel, then Tashana. Yeah, I think you're going to get a call. We have Wheel of Fortune. I used this deck earlier in a working. That's why there's ash on this card. Do not judge me. If you are a priestess and your decks don't have a little bit of herb and ash on them, nigga, I don't know what to tell you. I work. So don't judge my cards. But Wheel of Fortune, the wheel is in your favor. Things are working out in your favor. This is it's a faded thing, right? Make sure that you are talking to yourself and you're doing your heart-based affirmations. I mean, if your heart is open, if you were genuine in this interview, you will be receiving what you want, which is return and a call back. And then we have the judgment card, right, which talks about spirit giving you wisdom about the next steps and how to move forward. Okay? So I see this as a yes. I think you will be getting a call back. I'm looking forward to hearing about that interview and that experience in a little bit more detail. Okay, Chantel wants to know, what does Spirit have to say, or do they have any insights regarding a shared birthday party for their daughter? Ancestors, angels, cinemasters, spirits walk with me. What wisdom does Chantel need about this shared birthday party for her daughter? What does she need to know about this opportunity/idea that she's not seeing right now? Please reveal whatever wisdom she needs about this matter. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm gonna be really, really, really honest with you. If this is something that you're doing just to save money, it's best that you not do it. There is potential for conflict to come up, and it's gonna make you feel like you're having to stand your ground or hold boundaries, or and that's just not an energy that people want to bring into parties, period. But especially if you're doing a party for a child, that's just going to frustrate you and frustrate the baby. Four of Pentacles is tightwad energy, counting your pennies, being really, really, it's like being miserly or trying to take shortcuts to the point where it just sets you up to be taken advantage of. That's why it's the pyramid scheme in the Four of Pentacles, right? And then we have the Seven of Wands, which is about standing your ground and rising above the bullshit after you stand your ground. But honestly, if you can put yourself in a position where you don't even have to bother with standing your ground, that will probably be the most favorable outcome. The Magician, you have everything you need to give this baby a good party. Like, again, I think that whatever you perceive as the perceived benefit in terms of costs and savings with this party, it will be outweighed by the amount of boundary setting and the frustration you deal with. So I, unfortunately, from these cards, don't see this as being the best way to do this. I hope that makes sense. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's going to piss you off. Chantel said, right, it's not my idea. I'm skeptical. It's going to piss you off. It's going to piss you off. From that Seven of Wands, especially the Seven of Wands with the Four of Pentacles, I get an energy of they going to cut a financial corner and it's going to piss you off. And then the more you set your boundaries around it, the more frustration is going to come up. Stand in that Magician energy and do it yourself. You'll be much more satisfied if you do it yourself. Okay, let's see. Did Kodan, Tiffany, is this my season to try to actively start dating, or should I put that to the side for now? I love this question. I already know the answer, but we're going to ask the cards anyway. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Tiffany need about her dating journey? Is this something that she should prioritize right now? Or is it something that she should set aside in this particular season of her life? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. This is a season where you need to be dating, but it's not without work. It's not without work and challenges. And that's why you need to be dating. Okay? Page of Swords. You have to get better at claiming what you want early on in the dating process, as opposed to going with the flow and hoping for the best results. What do I always say about the Page of Swords? They're the teacher's pet, and they want to get things right. So they'll say what they believe people need to hear to get what they want. And it's not until they are misrecognized or not acknowledged for their efforts that they then snap. They get mean. They say fucked up things, right? They become a verbal bully. You have to learn how to communicate what you want very, very, very early on in relationships. And you only learn to do that through the act of being an open heart, right? So this is about you learning how to trust. You have to date now so that you can learn to trust that if you articulate your needs, someone is going to meet them. And even if somebody walks away because they can't meet your needs, you have to learn to see that as a win in and of itself. But practicing having an open heart where you believe and trust that you're going to get what you desire, you're only going to be able to execute that if you try dating, okay? So there are some false beliefs that you still have about love, and you need practice in order to let them go. You're not going to be able to release them in isolation. So you need to be dating. I typically don't do this, but I'm going to do it for you because I know you need it. Bottom of the deck, the Sun card. You're also in a really magnetic period in your life. So in order for you to learn these lessons peacefully and in a way that don't cause you pain, this is the best time for you to be doing it, right? People are deeply attracted to you. Leo energy attracts a lot of attention very easily. And it's also a card of favor. Leos tend to get what they want. So this is an opportune time for you to articulate your wants and needs in romance and get them met. So yes, you should be dating, but that dating doesn't mean that you're not learning lessons. In fact, in order for you to fully learn the lessons, you have to date, okay? Chantel said, great deal for the shadow work consultations. Better hop on it. I agree. Get your shadow work consultations while they're on sale, okay, people? Don't wait. 2025 has been moving like it got somewhere to be. It has been moving like it's got somewhere to be. So if you know you want a shadow work consultation, go ahead and book it now, because I love everybody. So I'm going to say something, and please don't have a hit dog holler moment. If you don't book your shadow work consultation when you know you need it, you're going to end up like the people with the Ancestral Life Path reading, okay? Ancestral Life Path readings were on sale for $75 for more than a month. I had several sales, right? Especially this Labor Day sale that ends in about 3 hours. There were people, you could have gotten an Ancestral Life Path reading from me for less than $60. They've never been that cheap with me. Now they're at $125, and the amount of people I have texted me saying, oh my God, I needed one. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, you should have got it while it was on sale. So book your consultation, okay? Make sure you book your consultation if you know you want one. Let's see. Let's go back up. We did Tiffany. We now have Tashana. If there is no one else after Tashana, I will wrap up after her. Okay? What can I focus on to open more doors in regards to my career? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What can Tashana do to open up more opportunity for her in terms of career? What does she need to be focused on? What does she need to shift her focus away from? What are the practices she needs to engage in? What does she need at this time that will help her garner more favor and more opportunity in her career? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. 2 cards fell out. Some of you use those as 2. I kind of knew this was the energy as well. Let me pick one more card. So that person that I was talking about in the general reading who's comfortable with being in the shadows, that's you. You have to take more risks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to take more risks. You have to put yourself out there more. You have to be more willing to learn. You are not going to garner more opportunity in career or in any area of your life sitting in the comfort zone. So being willing to take risks. And here's the thing, a lot of times people don't want to take risks because they're like, well, what if I don't get a reward? That's not the importance of the risk. The risk is about learning something, right? So you have to be willing to take more risks and being open to learning what those risks teach you. You also have to be comfortable with using your voice more. The Knight of Wands, somebody who is a go-getter, somebody who goes after what they want. People don't experience you as a go-getter. They don't experience you as a person that's driven. And here's the thing, I'm not saying that you're not driven. They don't experience you as a person that's driven. Knight of Wands is going to pick up, they on go time. They on that go energy, right? Knight of Wands is going to get up and go after what they want. So you have to be somebody who gets up and goes after what they want. The way that people experience you, unfortunately, is somebody who is comfortable being stuck. Somebody who is comfortable with being in the same position. And a part of this is because you've watched people who have less qualification than you excel in terms of career. So there is a part of you that almost is in constant mourning around seeing mediocrity excel. But here's the thing, if you don't let that shit go, and if you don't learn how to embody the energy of somebody who is good at self-promotion and being motivated, you're not going to get what you want. So in terms of what you need to focus on, it's not a working, it's not a new field. You need to shift your energy and you need to really embody the energy of somebody who is capable of taking risks. But you also just need to actively take risks, right? If there's a project at your job, even if it may not have any money attached to it, ask to sit in and observe. Ask to take on more opportunities to learn something. Those are things that make you seem ambitious. So you have to move like an ambitious person in order to be seen as a person who is ambitious and be given the opportunities that are connected to that energy. Okay? When you invest in yourself, you get money right back. Amen. That is very, very true. Tiffany. Yes, so true. I'm Leo. And I always forget that you're a Leo. But it makes sense with the hair because your hair always cute as fuck. And I've been isolating myself. Plus being in Atlanta is not, girl, Atlanta is hell on earth when it comes to dating. Atlanta is hell on earth when it comes to dating. But here's the thing. I'll say this about dating in Atlanta. It will make you ruthless. It will make you ruthless. Because there is so much bullshit out here, it'll make you ruthless. You will learn to stop wasting time giving people 5, 6, 7, 8 chances dating in Atlanta. It will teach you how to clock the bullshit quickly and move forward. So I wish you, my Atlanta sister, I wish you tremendous peace and patience in your process. All right, everyone, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that this was helpful to you. I will be back Thursday, 8 p.m. EST for the happy hour reading. So make sure you have your notifications on. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe so that way you will get the notification. Make sure you get rest tonight. Lunar eclipses are very draining. They're transformational, but transformation in spiritual work takes energy. So rest your body. Soak in some salt if you can, okay? I will see you all on Thursday. Take care.